Hey everybody, it is your boy Kaya from RedVentsTV, and we're here to do a quick catch up and a match reaction to the Norwich City versus Manchester United match that just concluded about an hour ago or so, and my thoughts on the match. So basically, let's get a catch up. Solskjaer sacked, unfortunately. Michael Carrick taking over as interim manager before Ragnick was eventually appointed. And Carrick did really well. So thank you very much, Carrick, for proving to be a wonderful and loyal servant to the club, leaving us just like Solskjaer did in a better position, somewhat than you met the team. Literally took over for 3 games, did not lose a single one. Got a respectable draw against Chelsea. Can't remember the other 2 matches up at the top of my head right now, but did really well, and played off final match at home, and won that one as well. So thank you very much for that. So anyway, after he left, and Ragnick immediately took over, we had, I think, a few matches since. We've had the Arsenal match, we've had the Crystal Palace match, and we've had the Young Boys match. So I'm sorry, maybe not the Arsenal match. We had the Crystal Palace match, the Young Boys match, and now this match. And the Crystal Palace match and the Young Boys match are, and even today's match, which I'll get into, are clear examples of a team in a bit of a transition when it comes to changing up the play style, but also trying to remain competitive, and not lose these games while trying to get our shit together. So, I'd say the Crystal Palace match was probably the one where defensively and structurally we were sound. It's probably the most controlled performance I've seen in a long time from a Manchester United team. I think the only time I can recall was under Van Gaal, but the difference between that Van Gaal's team was wasteful and under what was underproductive or unproductive when in possession. Sideways passing, backward passing, 10 full minutes of possession and not even crossing the halfway line, kind of stupidness. And I think with the Crystal Palace match, one of the signs, especially as we saw in this game, was that the attack is something that we've got to work on, because you're now asking these front four that you're going to have in the 4-2-2 formation or the 4-3-3. In that case would be, yeah, same front four, because you'll have the two what you call it, you have two of the midfielders joining the attack in most cases. So that four that you're looking to lead the attack, they will have to get accustomed to one another in a new way of playing, and that will always have some teething issues and some time to get to gel. So you saw bits of that where we had a good few chances, some serious chances against Crystal Palace, but didn't put them away, and managed to win by a slim 1-0. And the same, only scoring one goal during the Young Boys game. That was slightly different because he did feel a heavily changed squad, with the majority of the youth being played from the under-23s, and a lot of youngsters being played as well. So yes, you might see even less of the execution of his tactics in that game. And it was a dead rubber anyway. We were already through to the next round of the Champions League. So it was just a testing ground for him to see the qualities of the players that he does have in real game situation. But all in all, even today, you saw that the attack right now is the problem. Our defense ain't great, but I think you can so far, because we've only shipped at least 1 goal per match since he's been here. It shows that the defense can be coached, or the team itself can be coached into a defensive unit to mitigate the amount of goals that we ship. And he's literally halved the amount of goals that scored that maybe even more than that, because before we lost, we were shipping 5 against Liverpool. So, but he's significantly reduced the amount of goals that we've had scored on us. And so our defense isn't completely crap. Still crap, but not completely crap. And but in this kind of, with the way our team is set up and the way that he likes to play, it makes more sense that we outscore our opponents. And I believe that we can do that. But for now, it's just gonna take some time till we get that fluid, not only attack but counter attack and counter press, because that's another aspect of the game that they need to become a very solid and cohesive thinking unit on. So anyway, I'll get into the Norwich game now, and boy, not gonna lie, because of those somewhat because of those reasons that I mentioned before, it's left me feeling quietly frustrated. Norwich City 0, Manchester United 1. And guys, I am quietly frustrated. Quietly frustrated. It's like we are a Ferrari, got a Ferrari body, but a fucking Nissan B13 engine in it. What was that? What was that? You guys are the creme de la creme of the Premier League. Excuse me. That I'm literally burping up the sick feeling I'm feeling right now. You tell me you cannot roast these guys? The price tag on the first team alone is probably worth more than the entire first string, second string, youth team, women's team, and you struggling to beat them 1-0? Are you mad? Are you dumb? Or is the bed of money that you sleeping on too uncomfortable that you can't go get a good night's rest, and then you show up and play like you're lethargic, like you need a cup of coffee? Really? Anyway, glad to get that off my chest, including the burp, because that was me feeling sick at looking at this fucking game. Why? It's because Norwich City has a very valid claim to say that they feel that they should have, the fairest version of this game would be them leaving with a point, and they could probably even argue that they could have left with all 3 points. And it was only through the threat that is CR7 that we were able to come away with the win. They had the better balance of play. They had the more obvious shots on target and goal scoring opportunities. They had a better transition from defense to attack, in my opinion. It's just that they lacked the quality in the final thirds on either end. That's why they lost that game. They lost that game more than we won that game. So that's my grievance. Let's go with the good in the game. Good in the game in terms of the team. I'd say the good in terms of the team and the players. I'd say Ronaldo scores again. Penalty against somebody who's a pen merchant, a pen stopper like Tim Krul, who also has the fucking shithousery of a defender like Pepe or Vidic, or anybody who likes to throw elbows and and cheeky fouls and stuff and just do things to rile up his opponents. Tim Krul has that, and he tried that, didn't work. It's Ronaldo. You might as well just walk to the other side of the goalpost, sip your water while he scores, because he wasn't saving that. I'd say Fred was good again, pretty good again, about everywhere, putting in tackles. I only count maybe like 1 or 2 Fred-like mistakes, and they seem to really happen in the middle of the field, of the football field, and not in our half or in our box. Thank God. McTominay They together were good. McTominay as well did his thing. He was breaking up play, heading balls away, putting in tackles, breaking up their sequence of attack. Well done. The fullbacks, Delo and Telles were good. Putting in some crosses. Delo, I saw him putting a couple of good ones. So did Telles. I think they need to be more defensively responsible. But the only reason why they have to be more defensively responsible is because this game we were not dominating and controlling the game like Ragnick would have wanted us to. And that meant they would not have to worry too much about defensive responsibilities. And their deficiencies would not have been so exposed. They weren't terrible, but they weren't behaving like a top 6 team in the Premier League level type of fullback. Because if that was the case, they would have been struggling to get forward and probably being spun inside and out by the likes of like Pulisic and Saint-Maximin and the like, Adam Traore, those guys who are really about speed, power, and they will test your fullback. But they were decent. I think they've kept their spots for the next game. Any good? Well, how could I leave this out? David De Gea, man of the match, kept us in the game, kept us from going down 1-0, and then kept us staying up 1-0. The guy is ridiculous. I only have one problem with him. How in the blue fuck are you only good when we're shit as a team? I don't understand that. You know what I mean? You're amazing when we're not doing so well as a team. I don't understand. It looks like it could be working up into the way where this is the best version of himself, and the team would be the best version of itself eventually, and hopefully that comes about. But in the meantime, he always seems to shine when we're utter trash, and that's because obviously most of the shots, he has a lot more shots on his goal, and he has to do things to keep us into the game, and it's because our defense and our defensive system has more holes in it than a rice strainer, But he was really excellent today, and he had match saving saves. Say that 15 times fast. Anyway, the bad. Defense or midfield and attack was slightly disjointed. The front four of Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo, and Bruno Fernandes were more disjointed. And they just couldn't click properly. They weren't in each other's areas to play off of, that in an attacking sense, in a dangerous sense. They were there to move the ball around for one another, but I didn't see enough dangerous progression of the ball during the match to keep Norwich on the back foot and keep them from growing confident. And that's what you have to do with those type of teams. You literally need to rock up in their house. And I know it's different when you're playing away and you're playing the team that's home. They have the 12th man. But you have to shut them up. You have to make them respect you. And if they're a lesser team than you, so to speak, no disrespect to Norwich, but if you are the stronger team, you have to assert your dominance early on before they get some kind of confidence to think, oh, we're in this. We're in this because we're home. Let's do this for our fans. No, you need to shut the fans and you need to shut them down as soon as possible. And we didn't do that. And that's because our attack was so disjointed. That was one of the bads. One of the bads is forcing De Gea to also have to make all these saves and keep us in the game, and these dangerous shots and chances that we're letting happen. And that's because our defense is not great. It's definitely not top 4 material. Maguire getting spun by some guy I don't even know. If it were a better striker, if it were an Aguero, well, who's gone now? But I'm just saying, of that ilk. If it were a Lukaku, man, Lukaku will bully our defense. I'm not going to lie. Lukaku will come back to haunt us. He will come back and bully Maguire and bully Lindelof. Don't even play Lindelof in that game. You need Bailly on him. Bailly needs to 2-foot him, and both of them get sent off. One on a stretcher and one with a red card. That's how it has. That's the only way I think you're gonna stop him when we play them, right? Because we got away last time because he was injured. Anyway, defensively not so great, but good enough for a team like Norwich. Attacking wise, not good enough to put sauce on a team like Norwich. And once again, relying on individual brilliance to win a game. Not great. Pen was a penalty. Fight me. I think you gotta be stupid when you have to be stupid if you were to see it in live action and not say that was a penalty, and you have to be borderline catatonic to tell me or anyone else that that is not a penalty when you see it in slow motion. He literally, like a matador with its cape, yeeted Ronaldo to the side because Ronaldo got on the wrong side of him. On the right side for Ronaldo, but the wrong side for the defender. I think it was Aarons, the left back. And that's that. So managed to run away with a very slim 1-0 victory. Some would say, and I would say in some ways undeserved. Fair balance of play meant that a draw was probably the fair result. But guess what? Football and life ain't fair. We get the 3 points. And now we're 5th. I think we should be vying definitely for top 4 because we have a run of actually, we've been on a run of winnable games, starting with Crystal Palace the week before. And I think that if we are not cementing or seriously cementing our place with top 4 by then, I honestly would say that I would say it's not Ragnick's fault. Once again, it's these players fucking up. Not putting in the right work, not being as devoted as they should be, not learning the tactics, or maybe they just don't have it. And we need to ship out the guys who can't, keep the guys who can, and look to get guys, players that we think who could fulfill the role that Ragnick wants them to do, and how he wants our team to play. Because on song, with the quality that we have, our team could go toe to toe with anybody. But right now, in terms of confidence, form, now learning like a new plan and strategy and a style of play, yeah, we're not there. But you can clearly see what Ragnick is trying to do. And I think that if they pay attention, if they sign on to it, if they jump on board with what he's trying to do, we could be a problem for people. But for now, even without this man's plan, we have too much quality and too much skill, in a gap in skill, to not be palming Norwich City up. And that's where my disappointment lies. But anyway, I'm gonna stop it there. If there's anything else that's left to say, you guys can, or your thoughts on the match, or what do you think, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you won't miss it any time that I upload a new video. It's gonna be rants. I'm frustrated today, but I'm not pissed off. I'm gonna do another video that pisses me off. This is a new channel, so I haven't talked anything about Solskjaer and the years before about Man United, and I'm gonna get into that. And tune in also for a video that I have one of my friends joining me, one of my good friends who's also a lifelong Manchester United fan, to share their thoughts and everything like that as well. So look out for more videos. Again, this is just a vent. This is just to say what I want to say. And you guys should get the chance to say whatever the hell you want to say too. Of course, within reason. But sometimes shit is just shit. And you have to call it shit. Alright? Tune in next time. Take care, guys. Peace and love and glory, Man United. Take care.